Testing 1 2 check.
Testing, Mike.
Testing.
It was good. Make sure that the volume is down.
And I got the mics bumped up so you can sit comfortable.
Oh, cool.
Ready, guys?
Yes, let's do it.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Week 12 edition of high school football. Playoffs are here. Second round of the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts building here in Opelousas, Louisiana, right next door to Pete King's. Mr. Scott got him some Pete King's before he walked in the door.
Sure did.
Couldn't make the long trip without having a seat next door. So much to talk about. Got a lot of headlines. I got a lot.
That's good.
We got to talk about last week. We did not have a recap show. So I'm very intrigued to hear everybody's thoughts on Week 11, first round. It was a wet night. A lot of games were delayed. Coach right here reached out to me, seeing how long was the lightning delay going to happen, because a lot of people wanted to watch some football last Friday night. Gary, you could not make it to the game.
No, I watched your game being covered though.
Round one upsets, there were a lot of them.
Yes.
Round one, weather conditions, it was pretty bad up north.
Mm-hmm.
Upsets happened all over the board. It was going to be a fun recap show, but we're sorry that we missed it.
Well, y'all started actually. The game that you covered started basically about 9:30, something like that. So
o'clock.
before you knew it, most of the state's games were finished, and you were just starting.
Yes.
So it was
we got,
crazy.
We got out of there close to midnight.
Right.
So the big question mark this week is who's going to make it to Thanksgiving week. Both of these guys know how important it is to make it to that week, because when you're playing football on that week, it's something special and something you accomplish. Going to be some cold weather this week. It's going to be a very cold night Friday night. Bundle up, playoff football at its fullest.
So that means I got to go get me some hunting insulated coveralls to make sure that I'm warm.
Down to 16 teams in each bracket, ladies and gentlemen. It should be a lot of fun moving forward for these playoffs. I'm going to go ahead and introduce my panel at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, starting from our far right, guest speaker tonight.
Scott Burdett, offensive defensive line coach at Centerville High School.
Gary Swallow, owner of Tiger Rock Martial Arts.
Tyler Stevens, assistant football coach at Portbury High and head baseball coach.
My name is Jordan Taylor. This is Under the Lights. Welcome aboard. Hit the like, hit the share. Let's have a great Week 12 Wednesday night show. Already see 27 of you in the chat. Hit the like, hit the share. Let's get this party rolling.
Yes, sir.
Scott, Gary, Tyler, initial thoughts of Week 11. You saw some of the scores. You saw some of the upsets. You saw some of the blowouts. Give us your initial thoughts of Week 11.
I think for the most part that this new system that the LHSAA has worked out, I think it's as close to right as we can get it right now if we're going to stay split. A lot of the games went the ways we expected them to go. A lot of good upsets, but for the most part, a lot of good games Week 11.
Right.
I'm pleased with the way it came out.
I'll agree with you on that. Let me tell you something. We talked about this since they brought up the brackets, how it was going to be split. And we were like, this can either be really good or this can be really bad. But, I mean, we've been talking and just seeing how the I guess you'd say
Blessed with some good matchups.
yeah, the shuffling of the seeding has been crazy every week. and it's showing that, man. This week's matchups. Last week's matchups, we saw a few upsets and everything like that. But this week's matchup seems to be
Good luck picking them.
good luck. Like I said, good luck picking them. They're going to be some good balanced teams, and this is where your balance starts to come together.
Unfortunately, in the past, it wasn't as balanced as it used to be.
Right.
Like whenever we were together.
Right.
But at least in this format, you have more balanced playoffs, and it's not blowouts all the first round, and you're just waiting to get to the second round. Now,
Correct.
And like I said, it's a little weird seeing some of these teams play each other. Like I was looking at the bracket, and I was like, Bro Bridge and Iota. It doesn't seem right at first. But
well, you look at it, you're so used to the class, the five
exactly,
classes,
exactly.
and then the divisions. Now it's all division, either non-select or select. So it's really
yeah, we went through that with district. We
Right.
have half of our districts in one division, and the other half's in another division.
right.
So it's going to take some getting used to, but at the same time, it's going to make a lot of competition in the playoffs, and that's what you want at the end of the day.
Coach, you get a Acadiana and Karen Crow round 2. You get a Zachary
fun.
West Monroe round 2.
Exactly.
Matchups that you would see way down the bracket.
Right.
You're blessed in the first 2 rounds.
Correct. I mean, it's amazing to see this, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This can either be one of two things. This can mean that we're gonna have some new blood in the dome, or it's gonna be exciting in all aspects to me. And I'm the type of person, y'all been knowing me for a long time. I just like a good football game. I like a good, solid football game competition. Blowouts are fun when you're the one that's doing the blowing out, but then it's not in the finals. That's not a good thing.
Plus, the private schools get, a extended playoff format, and it's not just a start off in the quarterfinals
Right.
and you win 2 games and you're in the dome. It's
Right.
a little bit of a journey to get to the actual dome.
This format's the best one. Like you said, this is probably the best I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
As
definitely.
far as
I
putting
think so.
everything together. So there's going to be some tweaks as
Yeah,
it comes.
in January,
Yeah.
there'll probably be some tweaks, but I mean, I think this is the closest he'll get to being. Well, I don't think we'll ever get back together, in my opinion. I
Right.
just don't think so. But
Probably
I think
not.
this will be the closest way to make sure it's pretty even throughout the divisions, and also, like I said, you have more than just 16 to 10 teams in the playoffs. It's,
Right.
It's you still have some competition.
Correct.
And Coach, I can tell you from the beginning of this whole split with the new format, I've had Division 4 in non-select circled, and I've had Division 1 in select circled as being. You can look at this second round, some of these matchups, and you got a who's who of
Yeah,
some 4A, 5A, and
you have a lot of fun
1A,
matchups
2A
now.
ball clubs.
You have a lot of fun matchups
Yeah.
now that you can look forward to in the second round, and not like Jordy said, you don't have to wait till the semifinals to have that fun matchup that you're excited to see.
Right.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not heard, Under the Lights crew packing up. We're headed down to Iowa, Louisiana for a Friday night second round clash in the non-select Division 2 playoff bracket right here. Abbeville, Iowa, live on Under the Lights Friday night. If you cannot make the game, it's the best place to watch it. Right there on your couch, watching Under the Lights call it live from their stadium.
And it's going to be cold, Jordy.
It'll be all right. It'll be Abbeville Wassman Part 2.
That pretty much.
Last year we went down to Wassman up north. Oh, that was one of the coldest nights.
I
Football
I
game
think
I've
me
ever
and
seen.
Jordy were standing there. We turned like this and we turned our whole bodies. I don't think we did much anything. It was so cold. So I guess I'm definitely going either to Walmart, Academy, Dick's, whatever, somewhere like that. Get me some insulated.
Yeah, exactly. Hand warmers are your friend.
Yeah, hand warmers too. Yeah, that's right.
So we shift gears from week 11. We talk about week 12 now. Some of these matchups we're reading on the papers. What does some of these teams have to do? Because some of these teams will just coast to the quarters, to the semis. Now they're playing somebody up to their competition where they would not see. Because you got matchups where we know we got classifications playing up. Westgate's playing Slidell, 4A, 5A right there.
Right.
Neville's playing East Ascension, another deal. Some of these teams can go compete up in classification. You got Haynesville is one of them, playing up in classification this week
Right.
against 2A Oakdale. So it's teams playing up from what they're accustomed to, but they also can compete for 4 quarters.
Right.
So what is y'all thoughts on when you get second round matchups like this? What is it going to take to punch their quarterfinal ticket?
personally, I just think that the teams are going to have to play clean. They're going to have to. I don't care who they're playing. You know, which
We
matchup.
shouldn't see monsoons
Right.
with rain
And
coming down
that's,
like last
that's a
week.
good thing
No.
because you don't want that to
No.
dictate a game.
But it's going to be cold, and who can handle the cold weather? But that's football weather.
We love that type of weather here.
And yeah,
In round two.
yeah, in round 2 you're going to see that. But as long as and when I say clean, I mean no turnovers. I mean
Penalties.
Penalties. We were talking about that. We watched a game earlier this year, and you know penalties cost one of the teams. I'm not going to go into which one, but I mean when you have penalties that cost you on the first 3 possessions that you have, and you can't score or you can't drive it, that's going to hurt you. And it did. And you know, I'm not going to go into all that, but they have to say penalty free, keep it clean, control the line of scrimmage. That's what everything is. And like I said, just do what they can to just keep the positive. Don't do anything stupid. And, you know, it's the players and the coaches have to come together, and they have to work together to get it right. I mean, y'all know how it is. You mean,
Yeah.
Scott, Coach Dollar, how important is putting together a good game plan and good scheme for a big time round 2 matchup?
You can go first, Coach.
All right. Once you get to that second round, you know, it starts kind of – the competition starts kind of evening out. Now you've got to really pay attention. Okay, we're watching film. We're breaking these guys down. We've got a lot of football under our belts. Now it's getting your guys to be able to execute that game plan, and not only execute the game plan, but making those in-game adjustments. The coaching staffs and the kids have to step it up the further you get into the playoffs, because execution and making the adjustments,
What
not
about
executing the adjustments.
you was gonna tackle that?
Well, my biggest thing is like ball in the playoffs. To me, the biggest thing is like ball control because you might
Yeah.
play, especially like I'm thinking about a school like OC that runs the veer style offense, more rushing style offense. They're gonna want to pound it. They're gonna want to control the clock, and if they play against a team that's more high powered, spread, throw it around, you can beat teams that are spread offenses by controlling the clock, controlling the ball, milking it, just, you know, doing that 4 yards in a cloud of dust and just sitting there. And, I mean, listen, we did that our last game of the year against Pine. We were just sitting there, pounding the ball. I think the first quarter we had the ball one time, and they had the ball twice, and we scored, and then we didn't get it again to the second quarter, but we milked the clock the whole game, and it dictated the game, and then you see hands on hips on defense, and you get excited. So, I mean, it's to me in the playoffs, it's more ball control. Every time you have a possession, you do something with it.
Yeah.
You don't just do 3 and out. You either drive it down the field, get a field goal, get a touchdown, or you at least get some momentum going into the next drive. I mean, you get something
In the
going.
drive with a kick.
I do have to tell you, though, me and Jordy were on cloud 9 when we saw the score. So I want to tell you that.
That
that
was
was,
a
that was
fun-
like going, yeah!
Man, that was we needed that, especially going into the off season with a young group. You know, people don't realize how much a win like that at the end of the year will get the kids excited to get in the weight room,
Right.
and they're, you know, just little small things like that will help you go into the
Definitely.
next year. And then we have momentum going into next year. You know,
Right.
just like I said, you want to have momentum in the playoffs. That's the biggest thing. Stay with momentum, keep your
Right.
kids up, never get down, ball control, and like don't make mistakes. That's the
Right.
biggest thing.
Fellas, anything else of week 12 thoughts before I jump into these headlines?
No, let's get
Let's
it,
get it.
brother.
So at any time that y'all like to jump in and talk about these headlines and just go back and forth with it, y'all have all the floor, okay?
Yep.
We start off with our headlines of the week, ladies and gentlemen, and it goes back to Oakdale. So let's talk about how that game played out. If you were not there or did not watch it live, it's the first win in 6 years for the Warriors in the playoffs.
Right.
So congratulations there. Oakdale down by 4. Goes tailback rail. Less than 2 minutes remaining.
It's the best play in football.
Best play in football. And
Beats the
score.
corner.
So they take the lead late. And then, so Franklin still has a chance. They got a chance to go win it down. They can go drive and win it.
Pick 6.
Instead, right to number 32, pick 6, and the 2-point conversion was all she wrote. Oakdale punches their ticket to the second round. First win in 6 years. What a game.
That was a good ball game. I'm gonna tell you, and under the circumstances, I watched it. I wasn't able to be there, but I was stuck at my computer watching it, and I was like going. The thing about it is, I was like, "Oh man, it's getting late, but I can't leave." I couldn't leave.
That's how I was texting Jordy because I saw he went off, and I was like, "What's the deal?" And he told me lightning, and I was like, "Man, that's the worst feeling in the world." Just sitting there and just not ready to play. And
The people in the press box had every initiation to come back and play that game tomorrow.
Right,
On
really.
the Saturday. They thought it was over with. Next thing you know, here they come out the locker rooms. Boy, I was happy to call that one.
My brother's on the coaching staff at Franklin, and he was texting us while I was up at Oak Grove. He's like, I think we're playing tomorrow. And then an hour later, he texts back, we're kicking off at 9.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I got something to listen to on the way home.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Abbeville, the Wildcats stormed back from down 14-0 and scored 36 unanswered at Bruley to put themselves into the second round for the second straight year. Congratulations to Coach Moy and everyone at Abbeville. Big time win on the road. Bro.
Right.
Down 14,
Definitely.
36
happy
unanswered.
for Coach Moore, great guy.
How about Kevon Johnson, the running back at St. Ed's? It's a big-time name, freshman here in the parish. He set St. Ed's single-season rushing record with 1,795 yards. He broke the old record that was back in 1983 by David Nazat. Kid's going to be something special from years to come.
Only a freshman, too. That's scary.
Yes.
Scary for everybody else that got to play him.
That's tough.
You talked about OC a little bit a while ago. And
Yeah.
their style of offense, they got a pretty good back in the backfield named Chris Brown.
Yeah, definitely. Very fast. Unfortunately, we had to game plan for him. And pretty much wherever he goes, you got to, keep your eye on him. You don't want to, because they have so many weapons, especially the Collins can bootleg it at any time. He's a UL baseball commit. So, I mean, you got to be honest with him. And he doesn't throw it as – now, listen, I only watched a little bit of film on him because we had him early in the year. He didn't throw it a lot, but, man, if they could find a way to get him involved in a passing game along with the running game they already have, they can be very scary at the end.
Talking about the passing game. Chris Brown from OC, 5 touchdowns the other night, 130 yards rushing, and 152 came from the receiving end.
Yeah, he's so fast. That's his speed is the thing you have to game plan for, but you can't simulate it in practice because he's a different style player on the field. I mean, you can go over the rail and everything with him, but he runs it better than any kid that you probably have to run it at practice, especially a scout squad kid,
Right.
It's a little bit different, definitely.
How about North Vermilion? Upsets Franklin Parish, 35-28 in double overtime. What a win for that program.
That was exciting.
Good win.
I think it's going to be a good win for them.
You look at the district they had to go through, so they were battle tested.
Yeah,
You got the LCAs and the St. Thomas Moores and the Turlingses of the world, along with Westgate. So
Yeah, I mean, it helps to play teams like that, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
you get to play good competition. You might, have to lick your wounds after you're done with it, but at the same time, your kids, they don't feel like they're not intimidated by anybody after they go through that. I mean, unfortunately, we had to go through Notre Dame and LCA for the past couple of years, but after that, there's not a team that will intimidate your team ever since you play them, though. That's the one good thing I could say about playing teams like that.
Just,
That's,
how do you say, battle tested. That's just
Yeah,
battle
exactly.
tested.
That's got to be a good feeling for Coach Blakey and his staff, too, after installing a new offense, being able to make second round with it.
Right.
how about Bro Bridge? Last team to get into the playoffs, and all they do is go down and upset Carroll in round 1. Who saw that one coming? If I was a betting man, I would have not put money on the Tigers Friday night.
No way.
Not really.
No. I mean, but at the same time, that's the beauty of the playoffs. You got to show up and play. And
Carroll had a lot going on, too.
Carroll did. Carroll does have a lot of
Carroll has
stuff
a lot going
and then
on.
didn't they have to block a punt? Carroll blocked the punt to stay in the game against Bro Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
17 final.
Bro Bridge was just playing they just went out and played their hearts out, and
they were
just
knights.
sometimes it just every ball bounces your way and you can find a way to win.
Yeah.
Jennings gives their coach another week of
Right.
this final run with an upset win at Plaquemine. There was a huge fight that broke out afterwards. It's not our place or platform to talk about the details. We don't have everything that
we
goes with it, so
don't know everything yet.
we're not going to discuss it. I have not heard anything ruling-wise
No.
from those two, but big win for Jennings and that coach getting another game.
Right.
How about Church Point and Rain? These two teams went at it early in the season and just lit the scoreboard up. It would be part 2, and they would do it again.
Right.
Church Point and Rain combined for over 1,000 yards total offense.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
That's
we got the privilege of seeing Church Point's offense, and
Yeah.
man, they run it better than most. I say that like it's
They got 3 of them they can turn to.
it's
for
more
sure.
it's
Right.
more high powered than you think. Let's just put it that way.
But their offense, I remember, last year we talked about their defense. This year it's offense because, and Coach Arsenault said he doesn't care if it's 63 to 62, just as long as he has the 63.
Exactly.
So he's just going to score more,
Yeah.
and that's his philosophy. And I understand that.
They're
But
so-
they're so young on defense right now.
They're
man.
so physical up front on offense, and also they have the big back in the backfield that if you have to gang tackle him. It's no one tackle, and I mean he's playing. They have the big kid at quarterback, and then their backup. If he would go down, their backup can
Ooh.
sling it.
And
So I mean,
number 18 is one of the fastest guys we've seen in the state this year.
So I mean, you have to pretty much pick your poison about who you're going to game plan for. You have to game plan for everybody, which is it almost limits you as a defensive coordinator.
Headline coming in the chat from Miss Lori Como says almost all of the Greyhound football team shaved their head this week in support of the quarterback's mom who is fighting stage 4
lymphoma.
That's
lymphoma.
awesome.
She says, "Go Hounds, we fight together." What a
That's
moment
awesome.
for that football team.
Gotta love kids,
That's
man.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
It's always cool whenever
Gotta
towns
love
like that
kids.
come together for one thing.
Yeah. When you see that, that just means that there's kids. There's still faith in humanity. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you see kids that don't care, but when you see a community do something like that or a team that does something like that, that just means that we still got some good in the world.
Well, Welsh has an amazing community when it
Right.
to support that school,
Yes.
and also
most
their
definitely.
their whole coaching staff is just a bunch of great guys that you want to root for them big time in the playoffs, no matter what.
Let's see. Next up, how about Zion Anders from Franklinton? Sets the school record for passing yards in a loss to Cecilia.
Right.
406 yards. Congratulations to the young man. Now in the record books for
Right.
Franklinton. And old guy over there is the principal that came to Port Barry. I'm not sure if you remember his name or not.
Franklinton,
The principal at Franklinton.
Weibel.
John?
John, is it John Weibel?
I forgot his name, but he
Or is it Franklin? It's Franklin?
Franklinton.
I'm not sure.
He came to Port Barry. That's
Yeah,
where he
aren't they the demons or something?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he is. He's on my Facebook, and I'm gonna tell you, he's a Port Bear native.
He is.
Port Bear
That's
native,
awesome.
Yeah.
We're everywhere.
That can be good or bad. We ain't
Yeah.
figured it out yet.
How about Wolfpack Broadcasting? WPBN to broadcast the St. Paul's versus Northwood of Shreveport game. So if you want to watch that game, they will have it live on their Facebook. Shout out to those guys down there at St. Paul's. Jordy Espin is watching you and is yelling, "Daddy, I love you, big man." Eunice Tylen Cooper commits to Southeastern this week. Congratulations,
Saw that, yeah.
Go ahead.
Tylen Cooper.
It's awesome.
Special player for that Bobcat football team over the years. Somebody said Union Parish versus Sterlington Part 4. That's exactly where I was going with the next
Yeah.
one. Sterlington, with last week's win, sets up one final matchup against Trey Holly and that Union Parish former football team. Wouldn't you know it would come in the playoffs after playing
Right.
the last few times. They get one more battle,
Right.
one more round.
It's gonna be a good
no
one.
better place to do it
Yeah.
than the playoffs.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Trey Holly, isn't that a story
Yes.
in itself?
Can't wait to see him in
That's
purple
awesome.
and gold.
You're right.
Your view to broadcast McDonough 35 versus LCA. You want to watch LCA and McDonough 35? Your view has it on their platform. Acadiana, they hang 70 on Riverdale last week and sets up a much anticipated rematch with Karen Crow. Another matchup that we would not thought we wouldn't see, and we get it in round
Right.
2. You hate to lose a local this early,
Right.
but what a matchup that we get to see the Crow and the Rams battle it out
At the
One more
Crow
time.
Dome.
One
At the
more
Crow
time.
Dome. At the
Dome.
Crow
We
Dome.
all know how that one finished in the regular season.
Yes.
A 2-point conversion stopped.
Stopped. Right.
What's in store this go round?
Which team is going to figure it out? I hate to say it that way, but which team is going to figure it out? And is it going to go down to the wire again? Because I'm going to tell you right now, they're both good. They're both good ball clubs, and, man, that's going to be a game and a half.
Ponchatoula is the only team that played in the state title game last year who was eliminated round 1.
Wow.
So headlines usually just skip through and they don't get talked about much, but that was one I'd like to bring up. So everybody else, quest to bid back is still in order.
Okay.
How about Ashton Dew named the permanent head coach at East Jefferson?
Oh,
Congratulations.
Go ahead.
hey, Coach.
How about Alexander arrives late to the game? Did y'all see that story? Alexander arrives late to the game, stuck in Baton Rouge traffic. Wouldn't you know? Headed down to McKinley.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's McKinley's tough to get to because it's
Yeah.
right by the bridge, and
Right.
we had to play there when we played Terra. We played Terra. We actually played at McKinley High School,
Right.
and whenever we got on the bridge, we were same thing. We were like, man, are we gonna make it? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like,
you know, like
The
we
bridge is stopped.
the both of the buses are texting each other, and we're like, man, do they have a detour that we could take? Because this doesn't look too good for us.
yeah.
So we talk about Alexander. They arrived late to the game,
Get the win.
but they steamrolled McKinley that night to an upset win, 43-0.
Oh, wow.
Alexandra sets up a matchup with Bird this week. And wouldn't you know if I told you this, my friend? Bird Alexandra will play for the first time this week in program history.
Really?
Wow,
Really?
Something to,
I
something,
didn't,
something to
that's,
see there.
that's wild. That's amazing.
it's always weird how schools close like that sometimes just can't link up.
A couple of coaches have made their announcements this week. The coaching carousel has begun.
Wow.
Coach Jeff Harper at Red River announced that he is stepping down. Coach, whatever happens in the next phase of your life, we wish you the best of luck, and you always have a lifetime friends here.
Oh, most
Love the
definitely.
lights.
Thank you for everything that you've done. Always been courteous to us, and I just got to say thank you for everything that you did for those kids, and enjoy the next phase of your life.
Coach Kobe Minton steps down at St. John, not taking another job in Louisiana. Him and his family headed to Georgia. So
Oh, wow.
Congratulations, Coach. Wish you the best of luck. And I hate that we didn't get a chance to meet.
Good
because
luck,
we were
Kobe.
planning for 2023.
Right. Most definitely.
Good guy.
Livingston Collegiate. Anybody knows what that is?
I don't.
They made the headline. They turn around a 1-7 2021 campaign and roll into the playoffs with a 9-win season and the program's first playoff win in history. They've only been a part of the LHSAA for 4 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
Nice.
That's a big time
Yeah.
turnaround, especially in that short time frame. You know, and you
Right.
probably have a bunch of kids that never played football before in their whole life.
Sophia B. Wright picks up their first postseason win in school's history, 28-21 against Darbone Woods Charter. So another team picking up their first win in school history. ML King, another team picking up their first win in,
Wow.
in school history in the playoffs. So 3 right there. That have picked up their first win. Huge congratulations to those programs. Still battling it out in round 2.
Right.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Hanson Memorial, right there by your stomping grounds, right?
That's it.
Hanson Memorial thrilling 48-46 win over Delta Charter for the first playoff win since 2004.
It's been a minute for the
Man.
Tigers.
Congratulations,
that's
Hanson
awesome.
Memorial.
Congrats to those guys.
That's awesome.
About 36 years later, in North Shore wins a playoff game.
Really?
21-14 over Salmon, and now they have a date with the Southside Sharks.
Yes, sir. That's going to be interesting.
We talked about the forfeit earlier this last week. LB Landry forfeits round 1 against Vanderbilt Catholic from an ineligible player.
Right. That's
You hate to see her.
It's a tough way to go out.
well. I mean,
It's the nature of the game, but you just
Yeah.
feel for all the kids that
Definitely.
aren't involved with it. That's the only thing.
and yeah. It's just when did they find out about this? That's what I
Right.
would want to find out. When did they find out about
Thursday or
this?
Friday.
You
when
know,
they made the announcement.
wow. That just
It's just unfortunate.
yeah.
That's, I mean, that's all
I'll
you can say
never
about it.
understand how you get eligibility issues that late in the season.
yeah. That just
Just-
blows my mind. you know.
How about Jaden Bosson from Belle Chase breaks the single season rushing record with 1,781 yards. Congratulations, young man.
Great season.
VSN will stream 7 games Friday night. So if you're at home and warm, if you can get out 7 iPads, you might as well go watch all 7.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I know we're gonna watch 2 of them up in the press box.
Press box, most definitely. We're gonna have them. Hopefully, we're gonna have a little bit of warmth. and we can set it up. But
You need to set up a space heater
Yeah.
up there.
Space heater. Final
hey,
headline
never
of
thought
the week.
about that. But well,
It's a ticket.
Final headline of the week, ladies and gentlemen. It goes to Coach Jimmy Zachary at OHS. The New Orleans Saints honor Coach Jimmy Zachary as High School Coach of the Week. Congratulations on that.
Congrats, Coach.
that's awesome.
That tremendous honor.
All you can say is that look at the turnaround. That is so awesome what he's doing out there.
He's definitely
Yes.
put the time into the program and into those kids, and it's paying off.
All right.
Jake said the Quincy's kicker, Cohen Cormier, goes a perfect 17 for 17 on PATs and a 25-yard field goal against Rose Pond in Week 5. He did not play in Week 10 versus Grand Lake due
To
to
having
having
that
the flu.
flu.
Unfortunately, that's going around.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
it's
is.
a big week. I talked to a couple coaches earlier in the week, and they said that the flu has hit home. So
Right.
can they get everybody ready to play a full-quarter war
Yeah.
on Friday night?
That's that's this time of the year, boy. Isn't that the thing that scares you the most is if somebody gets sick? Because
Yes.
what can you can't really do anything about that.
No.
Going from the baseball side, like with playoffs wise, like you're scared to death of anything happening going into the playoffs.
Bro,
like
what?
whenever we won a playoff game a couple 2 years ago, we beat Delcom, and we had two or 3 days between that and the 3-game series. But it was 2 or 3 days. You're just like, don't
Man,
get
I
sick,
hope
don't do
nothing.
nothing stupid at school. Just you're paranoid about everything, and unfortunately, things like this happen. I mean, like we went to Pine a couple years ago for the playoffs in football. We had 7 starters out between injuries and sickness, and then you're in the middle of the game, and you're like, man, we're in the game. If we had these other guys, we feel a little bit better
Right.
about where we're at.
Correct.
Yeah.
Harry, got a pin down there? All right, my friend. Any headlines I missed from last week that y'all would like to share?
No, I think you pretty much got
I
everything.
think you got
I
everything.
think you knocked them out.
You actually added
Yeah.
something that I didn't even know about. So.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't know that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is time to pick the games from around the state of Louisiana. I'm going to pick all 8 brackets. A lot of games we're going to debate. A lot of games we're just going to fly through. Remember, this is a gut feeling, what we think's going to happen on Friday night kind of pick. We don't hate your school,
Yeah.
and we're not rooting against your school. This
No.
is just what we think's going to happen. Best of luck to both teams in the playoffs. We hope it's a game to remember.
Yeah, like I say, guys, we just looking at it and trying to make a good, clean prediction. Don't get mad.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's over there. Scott's blocking it.
What's that?
He said Rose Pond's helmet's missing. Scott's just blocking it.
No. I take up a lot of space.
How about we do Holly's lock of the week to start off the picks?
Let's do it.
So Holly comes into this week 10-1 on locks of the week. So having a great season. The only game that's got her so far this season was week 2.
I know. She didn't like that too much.
So she said she was going to finish out 14-1. I think so. She's got a shot.
Yeah.
It's pretty
But-
impressive.
Once we get to this point,
Any,
ain't no easy picks.
that's what I'm saying. Anything can happen now.
Especially where the brackets are now. It's on. You know, any game could go either way.
Right.
So I'm gonna go flip the screen, and we're gonna give you Holly's lock of the week. If Holly's watching right now, hello from Mr. Gary.
That's right. So we're gonna be Holly's pick of the week, or lock of the week. Excuse me. We're gonna start that off, and we're gonna have some fun because, like I said,
Remember,
we
Holly's lock of the week, we usually go with her, right?
yeah, we usually do, but we're gonna see.
And the rules to this, she cannot pick teams she's picked already in the regular season, right?
I like that.
She can't pick
She can't pick the same team
she
twice.
can't pick the same team she's already picked in the regular season.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So every week it's a different.
every
team.
week it's a different league. So I hate to say this, Coach, but I'm gonna have to pull it up for you. One of her locks you're not gonna like. Where did I write that at? There you go. Week 8, Coach. Basil over Port Barry was one of her lock of the weeks.
Ooh, that hurts, man.
That hurt all of us.
Can't
Ladies
go
and
against
gentlemen.
the alma mater.
Holly's lock of the week this week for week 12 is number 4, Southside Sharks over number 13, North Shore. How about Holly picking the Sharks in week 12?
I'm excited. I'll tell you what. That's one of my teams that we've been watching a little bit. Coach Fontenot is doing a great job over there. I'm gonna tell you right now. He's I used to have a school in Youngsville, and his son took class with me, and we used to talk. Whenever he come, I'd let my assistant take over, and we talk football. It was awesome. But he's doing a really good job over there.
Are we in agreement with Miss Holly for Southside over North Shore?
Oh, I'm going there.
I'm going Southside.
Yeah, I got Southside at home
Yes,
at the tank.
most definitely.
Well, at St. Martinville, but you know.
Hopefully they get their own. Hopefully they get their own feel soon. You know, just to,
Yeah.
you know, get that atmosphere that you
It will
want
be
at
at
the home
St.
game.
Martinville. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott. All right, we start off with number 1 ranked team in the state. This is the Division 1 non-select bracket, ladies and gentlemen. So if you'd like to follow along with the guys as we pick games, remember, we're not out here to attack your team. We wish both teams best of luck. This is just a gut feeling. Ruston, Wichita Parish. I said that right.
Washita.
Washita Parish. 12
Washita.
weeks and we still got it wrong. Ruston destined to go win a state title this year. We said it all year. But standing in front of their way 17 seed, looking to spoil the party and send them home early. What's going to happen when Ruston and Parish meet up Friday night? Talk to me, Scott.
If I'm not mistaken, this is a district rematch. Give me the Bearcats. I'm taking Ruston. They've got a very complete team. They've been putting it together last couple of years. I think this, with the shaking up of the brackets, this very well could be their year to make a run at it.
Gary?
I agree, Rustin.
Coach Tyler?
I'm going Ruston as well.
It's going to be Ruston across the board. We made that bold statement back a few weeks ago that they would be in the dome. We got a tough road ahead. But as of week 2, we're going with Ruston.
Right.
This next matchup, very intriguing and fun to think about this matchup. Benton, they light up a scoreboard. Denham Springs, oh, I missed their headline, Gary.
What's that?
What?
How about that?
Open their new field, huh?
No. Did I not write it down?
Not sure.
I gotta pull it up. Can't believe I didn't write it down.
I don't know. I do know that they just didn't they just play at their new field?
Yeah,
Or
they
was it
opened
down-
up their new stadium.
Yeah,
would've
right
been-
there. This was their first game.
For the thing for senior night, they were able to open up their new stadium.
Mm-hmm.
The complex they built out there is unbelievable.
I know. I've seen it. It's-
Baseball, softball, football, everything.
It is amazing.
So I'm gonna come back to that while we pick the game. Denham Springs, Benton. Expect a lot of points in this one. Can Denham Springs go on the road and pull off a road win, or is Benton's quarterback and that receiving core just too much?
I took some time to check out the brackets and look at some schedules and just kind of see how everybody stacked up. Give me Benton at home.
I'm with you. I
Give
think
me Benton at home.
I think it's going to be a close ball game, but I think Benton's going to be a little bit too strong for them.
Coach?
I'm going Denham Springs. I just think they could pull it out at the end. I like y'all. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
Very well
But
could.
I think it's pretty much whoever has the ball last, and I just think Denham Springs just gonna pull it out.
I agree. It could go that way too. It's just
That's a good
you
pick.
You got to
I mean-
flip a coin in this situation.
Because I mean, if you look at the score from the round one, they almost scored the exact same number of points.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of hard to say, but I think
which
Denham
defense
Springs-
can control the other one's offense?
exactly.
That's
It might just take one or two stops too.
Right.
That's the good thing about the defense.
I'm going to go with Denham Springs road win here. I like what they're
Oh.
doing this season.
Good split.
Benton's going to give them all they can handle. But in this one, Gary, give me Denham Springs.
Hey,
Okay.
good pick.
Good pick. That's not a bad pick in this.
You talk about a game you wish you could cover.
You're
Yeah.
right. You are right.
How did I not write this down? And it's right there looking at me in the face.
You just skipped over it.
Skipped over it.
He wrote it
skipped over
down.
that. He wrote it down.
This is why I wanted to tell you. First home playoff win for Denham Springs since 1989.
Wow.
Wow.
That's actually very surprising. I
Right.
would never thought that, to be honest with you. It's one of those crazy stats that you just
Yeah,
kind of
that's-
pops up and then you like,
Yeah.
really?
It's one of them things somebody needs to be paid to keep up with.
Yeah.
Like,
Your next matchup, it's a big one. It's a big one, ladies and gentlemen. You just see this type of game down there at the state championship or semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
When you see Zachary and West Monroe in the second round, you just scratch your head and you just don't know what's going on because you're so accustomed to seeing these two teams farther in the brackets. But one of those dream early matchups is right here in the second round live at Zachary High School when number 5, Zachary takes on number 12, West Monroe. Good old football here. Who's going to win this one?
I'm taking the Broncos at home. It's tough to beat Zachary at Zachary.
Right. And as much as I love West Monroe, I mean, that's one of my favorite teams from all my life.
Yeah.
It's just I got to go with Zachary. I think Zachary's going to be too strong for him.
Coach Tyler?
I got Zachary as well. I mean, West Monroe, that's going to be first of all, that's a haul to go all the way down to Zachary to play a football game. And then also, too, like y'all saying, playing at Zachary is just it's like playing at basically like a Division II college.
Yeah.
You know, it's just different over there. And plus it helps a little bit when you have an Alabama commit at quarterback. You know,
There you go.
way.
Yeah,
So
that would be a good thing.
I'm taking Zachary.
And I agree with you. Broncos at home win, and Holstein might have a dandy of a night.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting.
And you never know. We could be looking on Friday night at this score flipped.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because
And,
of the
Yeah,
tradition
'cause,
between
I
both
mean,
these
You
teams.
can never
I mean-
count West Monroe out.
Exactly.
Right.
Ever.
I was
Ever.
getting ready to say that. West Monroe has so much tradition. Look out.
And then you were talking about Holstein. If he has a bad night, I mean, that just opens up the door for West Monroe to get after him.
Right.
Correct. Destrehan, Dutchtown, 3 versus 14. We said Destrehan is a quiet, undefeated team. Dutchtown made a statement last week and pretty much took care of Parkway in a blowout fashion. Is that enough energy and juice to get them past Destrehan this week? Because you look at it, one team played last week, one team didn't. Are you flowing with the momentum heading into the second round? Because Destrehan took a week off.
Right.
So does that come into factor here with the Dutchtown team that just lit up last week?
I like the matchup on paper. I'm taking Destrehan.
I'm with you.
Taking
I think
Destrehan.
Destrehan's they've been quiet all year. Not anybody. There's not many people other than people from Destrehan that have been talking about this team.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna rattle some cages. And I'm going with Destrehan.
It's gonna be interesting to see how teams handle this bye week, like in the future, because I know some teams aren't used to it. Some teams are. You know, the teams that are coming from the private side are a little bit used to it. But
Yeah.
I got Destrehan as well.
Yeah. Destrehan heads into the quarters still undefeated. Gary, this is a team
Right.
we
That
will be
is.
seeing in New Orleans at the end of the year. We'll
Right.
see how they do moving forward.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Well, East St. John and Hawkton. What an upset last week from Hawkton. They lost the airline in the regular season, came back in the playoffs, and took care of business with a big-time road win. Now they get East St. John at home this week. East St. John avoids a scare of Walker last week. Can Hawkton make it 2 in a row and have that Cinderella story one more day?
Jordy, like I said earlier, man, I took some time to look through some schedules and
Talk to me.
kind of go through everything. Houghton's a sleeper at the spot they're at. I'm taking Houghton at home against East St. John.
It is. Hawkton
They're battle tested. They're in a tough district. They've played some tough opponents throughout the season. I'm taking Houghton,
And they get this game at
They're
home.
at home.
and they're at
Be
home.
the edge.
Yeah.
Gary?
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna go with Houghton.
Tyler?
I'm gonna go with East St. John. I think it'll be early, close to the beginning. Hawthorne's probably gonna be riding that high at home, you know, coming off a big win. But I just think East St. John just has too much for him.
Can't count them out.
Right, I'm going to roll with East St. John 2. Don't be surprised if Cinderella has a date in
Keep
the
going.
quarterfinals.
Right. You're right.
The next matchup, ladies and gentlemen, 7 seed Slidell versus 10 seed Westgate. Can the defending state champs go knock off Slidell in Slidell this week? I heard this Slidell team's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Talk to me, Scott.
I'm taking Coach Ryan Antoine in Wampville. Westgate.
Okay.
Westgate with the W.
Gary, tough pick.
Man, I know I want to go Westgate, but I think Slidell's just a little too tough.
Tyler?
I got Westgate.
Tyler going with
Yeah.
Westgate. Oh, I put Slidell, my fault.
That's a team that's playing up. Westgate's
Right.
playing up against a 5A team,
Right.
but they've definitely got the firepower to be able to do it.
Gary, where I put Westgate on our Sunday bracket release show, where I had them?
Oh, I don't remember.
In the semis, right?
Yeah, I think so.
If they're going to make it to the semis, they got to get past
yeah.
the second round.
That's right.
Yeah.
Give me Westgate.
You'd hope so. Huh?
You
Yeah.
wait, hope so.
And your final game goes to East Feliciana versus Neville. Our friends up there at Neville.
East-
Neville.
That's East Ascension.
Ascension.
East Ascension versus Neville. What's that?
East
It's
Feliciana.
East Feliciana.
No, it's-
That's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be
Yeah.
here.
One of those Eastes. 15 seed versus 2 seed. Can the Neville Tigers get it done at home? This is a scary matchup for them. This is a dangerous East Ascension football team. Talk to me.
I think this is another 5A, 4A matchup. If anybody's got the squad to be able to knock off a 5A team in the playoffs, it's Neville, especially at Neville.
Okay.
They're very tough to beat up there in Monroe. I'm taking Neville.
I am too. I'm going Neville.
I got Neville as well. It's just actually one of those high school environments that you like want to go to, like in our state. Like there's a few Zachary, Neville, West Monroe that you're like that is just different. You know, it seems like it's almost like a bucket list school to go watch a football game there and see how they do things
Right.
differently over there.
Most
And I
definitely.
would put STM as another team that you
Coolidge
you
County
want to
is
go,
wild.
you want to just go try to experience like the passion their fans have and their students. It's pretty cool to see.
I've been back and forth with this pick because the way East Ascension went up and played West Monroe earlier this year.
Right.
I'm gonna stick with Neville this week. Shout out to those guys over there. I hope y'all get a big win. That's
Right.
the broadcast team he's talking about.
Right.
Because he called me on the day after the bracket release show and said, "Man, you got us getting upset." Sorry, brother. Division 2 non-select. We move on, and this is some good matchups here.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah,
a close look
yeah.
at this, and you look at some of these games. You got some rematches of last year. You got some surprise matchups in here. Because you said the Brobridge Iota one stuck out to you.
Yeah,
Church Point North Vermilion sticks out.
it's just different. It's just not something
Yeah.
you're used to seeing.
Leesville Jennings gets a rematch.
Because that's like teams that have been staying in certain divisions for so
Yes.
long in
Right.
3A and 4A that you kind of scratch your head and you want to make sure that's not a typo.
All right, we will jump into the first game. No pick for myself and Mr. Gary, as we will be calling the game.
Yeah.
Scott, Iowa, Abbeville, really good running back at Iowa, really good defense at Abbeville.
Yeah.
Something's got to give when these two clash on Friday night for a date to Thanksgiving week. Abbeville's defense, Iowa's offense. That's what I'm going with here. Give it to me. Who wins this football game?
Like Coach was saying earlier, it goes to you kind of go to ball control in the playoffs. I'm taking Iowa.
You think that's going to be a crazy atmosphere or what?
Iowa's been in the playoffs consistently last couple of years. Coach Moy and them are doing some great things at Abbeville. He's got them going. I think Iowa edges them out at home. I think that's going to be one of the biggest deciding factors is that home game.
Yeah,
Coach?
I think so too. To me, like just seeing what I saw this year off of both of them, I think they're pretty evenly matched. But like you, being at home, having that, you don't realize how much that juice gets into them kids whenever they're playing at home in the playoffs, and you win this game, you're only two games away from the dome,
Yeah.
so it gets you even more pumped up. So I have Iowa.
Yeah, we can't wait to get down there Friday night and call this one. We're expecting a huge crowd watching this one in person. We're expecting huge numbers in the chat.
Oh,
Should be a-
Abbeville's gonna travel for sure.
It should
you
be a
know
lot
that.
of fun. man.
Oh, yeah. Close game.
You were expecting some cold weather too.
Hey, man, that's why.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
That's why we bought Jory. Me and Jory them dugout jackets for baseball, just for weather like this.
Forward over
Yeah,
there.
that's what I was saying. Look at it over there.
Hey man, that's the one thing bad about baseball is the beginning of the year you are so cold it's unreal. Definitely have to have some thermal stuff.
Those
I'll tell you that.
February jamborees, man.
Oh, scrimmages are the worst thing in the world.
Correct.
They're fun because you're excited the season started, but at the same time you at third base and you just shriveled up into a ball.
You're holding every hand warmer you have in the dugout.
Exactly. Bringing space heaters. That's where I got that idea from, baseball games. Believe it or not.
Next matchup is a rematch of first game of the season. Both teams are different teams 11 weeks later when they meet up. And Jennings trying to give their coach one more. That's the motto the rest of the way. One more for coach. One more for coach. But Leesville, Garrett Swallow, we talk about Leesville week in and week out. Only one team's really shut down that tailback this year, and we all know who it is. Leesville got a sophomore running back, Scott. That's the real deal. Jennings, they playing with a lot of emotion right now. So does emotion win a football game Friday night?
You know, I'm going to just go back to, like I said, looking at schedules and matchups and who teams have played this year and how they matched up. And, I don't have a dog in the fight, but I'm taking Leesville.
Okay.
Taking Leesville.
Gary?
I gotta. My heart says I want to go with Jennings, but my head tells me I got to go with Leesville. I think Leesville's going to be a little bit too strong.
Tyler?
I'm calling the upset. I think Jenny's going to go out there. It's playing for a coach like that, it just gives that little bit of boost that you need in the playoffs. And I just
This
think
game is at Jennings.
that's even,
it is.
it's
It
even
is.
more. I mean, that gives you even more. Those kids are going to be riding on cloud 9. And I just think that they'll pull out a W.
Coach, I'm gonna agree with you there. Give me Jennings at home, close win.
Hey, it's the playoffs. Anything can
Playoffs.
happen.
Exactly. Then if you have that extra momentum and that extra, thing behind you, that just, man, you can never go against a team playing for their coach. It's a big deal.
Right.
Next matchup, 28 seed Bro Bridge will host 12 seed Iota on Friday night in Bro Bridge. Big time
That's gonna be an
matchup
awesome game.
between two teams not too far from each other. This place should be packed. You know how Iota is when it comes to football.
They travel.
They're gonna pack out Bro Bridge Stadium, big stadium, so it should be an awesome atmosphere. Bro Bridge is excited from last week's win. Can they go 2 weeks in a row knocking off higher seeds?
I'm taking Iota. I hate to pick against Coach Lockhart. I've known him for a while. I like what he's done over there at Bro Bridge this year. First year over there, got the program in the playoffs. But like I said, just going back to looking at brackets and matchups and districts, and I got to go with Iota on this one.
Karen, remember a big injury
yeah.
at Iota right now.
Right. I still think that Iota's gonna rise, and so I got to go with Iota.
Tyler?
Luckily, I got to watch film on Iota, so I kind of know more about them. And their defense is, to me, very underrated. Just watching them play, they're so disciplined. They have some of the best corners that we got to watch all year. They know how to play the ball. They don't make many mistakes. They're very well coached across the board. I got Iota.
I got Iota myself. Don't be surprised.
No,
Another team rides that Cinderella role.
right.
I wouldn't be
quarters.
surprised at all.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, these games now, there's no bad pick.
Home field matters in the playoffs, too.
You're right.
Yeah, especially. And then, they're riding that momentum off that last game. A lot of people didn't think they were going to come close to beating Carroll.
Correct.
So, I mean, you don't know what's going to happen.
Can Cecilia go knock off North Dakota this week? North Dakota offense. They've been breaking records of points scored this year. Cecilia, it's going to be a tough task to do. Can they do it?
With that long drive up there to Shreveport, I'm taking North Dakota at home.
I'm with you. North DeSoto.
I was kind of back and forth when I was looking at this one, but I'm going with North DeSoto as well.
Yeah, North Dakota also until I'm proven differently.
Correct.
Next matchup, ladies and gentlemen, it is 3 seed Opelousas High Tigers versus the 14 seed Lakeshore Titans, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Old coach coming back down. Coach Indes
Indes.
coming back down. He's familiar with Donald Gardner, coached at Catholic in New Iberia, so played OC a couple of times. So not unfamiliar territory for Coach Indes.
Right.
Coming back down should be a good home welcoming for the coach. He has a date with OHS, though, and we know how good OHS is this year. Does the bye week hurt him? That's going to be my only question mark. They got healthy.
Yeah, they got healthy. That's the thing.
2 weeks off.
That's-
Talk to me.
That getting healthy is really important, especially this time of the year. Right time to get healthy. 2 great coaches, 2 great teams. I'm taking the Tigers at home.
I'm going OHS also.
I got OHS as well. That's going to be a pretty special atmosphere at Donald Gardner. Those people are very excited to have OHS doing good again, and they get to hopefully carry it off and host a quarterfinal game.
Yeah, if it plays out right, and somebody doesn't get upset in the next round, imagine a quarterfinal matchup at Donald Gardner Stadium next week
been
with OC and OHS in the same week. If OC wins,
They're gonna have to flip a coin
Right.
who plays Friday.
Right.
Right.
imagine. Yeah, you know the pick I'm going with, Gary?
Yeah, I know who you're going with.
Can't find the song.
I don't know.
I'm going to play it off of a live stream. Gary, you remember that song?
Yeah.
Give me the Tigers.
I'm going with the Tigers. And I don't blame you.
Somebody let me know the name of that song because I'm going to play it on the way home tonight. Who's OHS playing this week? Next week.
Next week?
Next week. Rematch of last year's matchup with St. Martinville and Lutcher. These two teams battled it out at St. Martinville. St. Martinville came out victorious with that one after a shootout between the two teams. We know Lutcher. They got a really talented quarterback.
Yeah.
We know St. Martinville. They got a really talented almost everything over there.
Yeah.
Running back,
Quarterback,
receiver,
running
they have a
back,
real
receiver
complete
core.
team.
So a lot is going to happen. This game will be played at Lutcher. Is revenge oh so sweet for Lutcher this week? Or is St. Martinville 2 years in a row? Sets up a date.
I think the at Lutcher is going to be the deciding factor of this game. I'm taking Lutcher. Taking Lutcher.
This was hard for me.
Oh, it was tough. It was tough to pick.
St. Martinville's playing some good ball, man.
Really good
Yeah.
ball. Rolling
Real good
into the
ball.
playoffs.
I'm going with St. Martinville.
Can't go wrong.
I got a feeling.
go wrong picking them.
I just got a feeling.
Coach?
I got Lutcher. Lutcher in a close one.
We're not. Lutcher for Tyler. Give me Lutcher also. Trying to set up that quarterfinal at Donald Gardner. Next up, Church Point, North Vermilion, 7 versus 23. We know about the three-headed monster.
Mm-hmm.
We know North Vermilion in double overtime last week. They are reeling off of a huge program win. They're battle tested. They're going to have to show up Friday night because they got some good ones at the Battling Bears coming at them to hit them in the mouth for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
And they going to do it.
This game might end 61-60.
You might.
That's how Church Point likes to play football this year.
Like Coach Arsenault, just as long as he's 1 point ahead.
Talk to me, Scott.
I'm taking Church Point. Taking Church Point.
Gary?
Church Point.
Tyler?
Church Point outscores them big time.
Church Point in a score fest gets it done at North Vermilion. Keep my eye out on that. Can North Vermilion upset Church Point at home? I'm going Church Point. ERAF West Feliciana. We said ERAF is playing some good football towards the back stretch of the season. They knocked off some big-time faces. 3 wins in a row. Can they make it 4 when they got West Feliciana this week?
I'm taking West Feliciana.
Me too.
Tyler?
Same here across the board.
Across the board, West Feliciana and Church Point next week. I'm all here for it.
Yep, you're right.
Division 3 non-select playoffs. Manny Richwood kicks us off. 1 versus 17.
Richwood has the athletes and the firepower to be able to go in there and take down Manny. But I think Manny, like we talked about earlier with ball control, I think Manny takes a lot of time off the clock, puts some points on the board. I'm taking Manny at home.
Gary?
Man, this is Manny. I'm going with Manny. I'm sorry.
Tyler?
Manning, way too much firepower.
You're right.
Dudes all over the field.
Light the fireworks
Yeah.
up and send the team to the quarterfinals.
You're right.
How about Rose Pine and Westlake? 9 versus 25. This game will be played at Westlake High School. I went upset last week with Westlake over Pine, and they did it. Now they're going to play Rose Pine this week. Rose Pine, they play well as of late. They beat some teams pretty bad the last few weeks. We saw what they did to Oakdale. We saw what they did to Red River here.
Yeah, they put it on them.
So now we have to debate here. Can they do it to Westlake?
Taking Rose Pine, just looking at schedules and matchups throughout the year, I like them against Westlake
On the road.
on the road.
I agree.
Same here, just more physical and pounding the ball up the middle.
Yeah, I agree. Also, give me Rose Pine on the road. Next up, Mr. Swallow. Avoyles and St. Helena. Can they recover onside kicks and get a second round win? Because St. Helena, they got athletes all over the field. They can beat them with a big play.
Right. But will they get
How
the ball?
many chances will they have in this one? 5 versus 21 at St. Helena. That's a beautiful field. Got a chance to see it last year. Avoyles a little too much on the turf, or what's going to happen Friday night?
I'm taking the Vols on the road.
Me too.
Tyler?
Avoyles is the definition of ball control. Jordy called the game that we played against them a couple of years ago, and that offense is almost impossible to game plan for. It's everything's inside the tackles. You can't simulate it. You just have to hope that your kids stay at home and know what they're doing on Friday. I have Avoyles.
Next matchup, 13 seed Lowerville trying to go take down Troy St. James, number 4 ranked St. James. Can they do it? Lowerville, St. James.
Give me St. James.
Me too. St. James.
I'm going to take Lowerville in the upset.
Upset alert.
Yep.
Upset alert, because you know it's going to happen. There's going to be upsets somewhere in the bracket.
They've got a good squad.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
I just think
They've
they
got
have
a
a
good
little
squad.
Their offense is going to be able to score with them.
Playing at St. James, I think the home field is going to give them an advantage for St. James.
St.
Cool,
James, tough to
can-
beat at home.
Wrote it
You
in
talk about those game day environments. If you ever get a chance to go to St. James Lutcher, no matter which field it's at, go.
the rematch, ladies and gentlemen. I went St. James also. The rematch, Union Parish
That's
in
Oh
Sterlington.
my God,
Hard to beat somebody twice in a year.
that is going to be amazing.
Can Sterlington
The atmosphere.
pull off a big time win and make it 3 empty tries for Union Parish to try to win a state title?
Man, I went back and forth with this one a lot. They've played each other a lot. They're very familiar with each other. I think playmakers make plays. I think Trey Holly gets them over the hump. I'm taking Union.
I'm with you. I'm going Union.
Union, too much Trey Holly.
The Trey Holly show lives on another day and moves on to the quarterfinals.
Now
Should
look,
be an outstanding football game
Right.
again.
and I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the other way.
Right.
But got to go with Union on this one.
That was my state championship pick. They finally get it done in his senior year.
Right.
But people have to block.
Yeah.
Can't turn the ball over.
Yep.
And you got to stay away from the penalties.
Right.
Definitely.
That can all
Definitely.
dictate a football game. So
You're
we'll
right.
see.
Especially for a running team. If you get
Right.
if you get a false start or a holding call on first down, you know it. You got to be on schedule more than
Right.
anything.
Correct. Patterson Winfield. Patterson, leading quarterback in the state of Louisiana and the leading receiver in the state of Louisiana. Is it
Kalen
enough
Davis.
to take down a physical Winfield football team?
Tell you what, I coached Kalen Davis and both of his brothers in junior high before they went to Patterson. And no knowing a lot of those kids on that Patterson team, you just can never count them out. They have the athletes to go toe-to-toe with a Winfield. Give me Patterson on the road for the upset.
You know, I was thinking the same thing. I hate to say it. I was thinking the same thing. I think Patterson's going to upset them.
See, I thought I was just going to be the upset pick by myself for every game. That was an upset, but I got Patterson too. Just a few too many big plays.
Yeah, we're going to go across the board here. Winfield's going to run it right at you.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to try to play that ball control like you said. Can they slow down Patterson's air raid that night? That would be the key.
And look, that's very deceptive. We played Patterson in the Jamboree this year, and their offensive line is very physical. So they can bang with them too.
Okay.
I mean,
That's a good mix to have.
Yeah.
Big play potential with a physical line. I mean,
they can bang.
Can't do nothing wrong with that.
How about 7 seed, your defending state champs, A-Meat Warriors against 10 seed Gina. All too more familiar with the fireworks down there at A-Meat and the talent they have on that football team. Will they punch their ticket to the quarters?
Give me a meat.
They meet. Yep.
A-Meat as well. Too much experience.
A-Meat moves on. Myself also. 18 seed Berwick against 2 seed Bogalusa. This is a team I don't know much about right here. Bogalusa. I hear good things. You know more about Berwick than we do. Talk to us.
Berwick's had a great season. They play in a very tough district. But I'm taking Bogalusa.
Me too.
Taking Bogalusa.
Bogalusa as well.
Same. Hey, Bogalusa. You hate to root against the locals, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Division 4 non-select. A bracket I did not want to pick tonight because there's a lot of you waiting in the chat.
That bracket
Yeah.
has been loaded
Whoa.
since they announced it.
You're gonna
Yes.
make some enemies or some friends.
Correct.
Remember, this is nothing personal, guys. We just we have to pick.
We start off with the number 1 ranked team, Kentwood the Roos, against 16 seed General Trask. Well, they put up 56 last week in a shootout with East Beauregard. Do they have another shootout in their cards? Because Kentwood, they're going to score some points.
They're playing under the water tower, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm taking Kentwood at home against Trask. That's a long ride down there from Lake Providence. I'm taking Kentwood at home.
I am too. Kentwood. Hard to play under the water tower, man.
I got Kentwood as well.
Kentwood, myself, under the water tower, 4 across the board. Oh, baby.
This next one's gonna be hard, man. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 9 Welsh versus number 8 Oak Grove. Let's hear it. Who you got?
We played Oak Grove last week. Saw some things that I really liked with them going forward. I wasn't sure how that jump up to 2A was going to do them. But they can run it. They can throw it. They're physical. I think they outlast Welsh in a close one at home. I take Oak Grove.
They're
Gary?
playing at Oak Grove.
At Oak
Yes.
Grove.
man.
Long ride.
Yeah, another long ride for another.
Okay, give me Oak Grove. I was kind of going towards Welsh, but then I saw it was at Oak Grove. I think it's going to be a little too much in a close one.
Tyler?
I think it's going to come down to the end, but I got to watch Oak Grove play against OC, and you saw the firepower they have, and OC is actually a very physical team, up front especially, and the linebackers. OC has some of the best linebackers I've seen all year, but I think Oak Grove's just going to outlast Welsh, but it's going to be very close, like pull away at the very end.
I'm going to roll with the emotional story that we heard earlier in the headlines. I think it might boost them enough to pull off an upset here on the road.
You can never
Yeah,
count
yeah.
out the human spirit.
Welsh is a good ball club.
They are.
And I think
And
They are.
their coaches are
they're
going to
gonna
have them prepared before they leave. That,
They're gonna be
listen,
up.
We're going to be on a certain time schedule and make sure that they're in tune and focused in once they get
Correct.
there. You
I
don't have to
agree.
worry about the long ride for a school like that.
Jesse James, don't call my phone because I know you're mad.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
5 seed Haynesville versus 12 seed Oakdale. Talk to me about this matchup. A physical Haynesville football team, a physical Oakdale football team. This is a later start. It's going to start at 7:30. So what you thought was going to get out of there early, you won't, because they start in 30 minutes later. Then, because I think they allowed people to get off from work to come down to that football game.
Is there a reason for them to start in that a little bit later?
That's what the word I got a couple years ago when we went up there. It's, something about the people that's working.
Travel wise and everything.
Look, there's a few games starting earlier, 5:30.
So
That's different.
Yeah.
talked about Haynesville earlier today. Smash Mouth football. Come right at you.
I'm taking Haynesville.
Oakdale, can Cedric Allison get it done? Just 1 or 2 plays, Gary, to just pull Oakdale with an upset.
Oakdale is good enough to where we saw it. You give him a crease, he's gone.
Yeah.
And Haynesville is so tough.
I'm taking Haynesville.
Why not? Why not pick them?
Mikey, you better get your team up. I'm going Oakdale.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Swallow.
I love you, boy. You better make sure you don't let me down.
Tyler?
I'm actually going Oakdale as well. I think they'll just out physical.
Yeah.
I think they play a good
Mikey's
brand of
got,
baseball.
Mikey,
I mean,
think about it.
baseball,
You know
football.
Mikey. Mikey's got that team playing, that offense
Yeah, and
playing good.
we got to go play them a couple of years ago, and you just see the kids buy into everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
Like it's
That helps.
actually really good to see.
Haynesville at home. Gotta go with him. Give me Haynesville, Gary Swallow.
Hey, good pick. Good pick. You know, like I said,
And if Oakdale wins,
we're going to say,
Congratulations.
Good job. Congratulations. Good job.
Oakdale wins, it's gonna be quarterfinal football in Oakdale next week.
Yeah,
That's
you're
right.
right.
That'll be fun because that's a cool place to play. It's a very underrated place to play.
So you mean I might be able to actually go see the field now? Because, I mean, the last time I was in Oakdale, I think I was,
Two fake.
it was a long time ago.
Two fake that now.
That was right. Oh, don't say that.
How about the rematch, ladies and gentlemen? Hard to beat a team twice?
Right.
Agreed. Oberlin, Basile. You saw Oberlin early in the year. You said they play some physical brand of football.
Definitely.
And then Basile just came and ran through the district.
It
And
was
their style of football just overwhelmed everybody in district.
very surprising because when we played them in a scrimmage, so it's a little different than a full blown game. But
But you also played Basile in the regular season.
yeah, we did. So I mean, man, that's a tough one. It's gonna be a fast game.
Lopsided score.
I can tell you that because it's 2 running teams that are gonna. It's gonna be the inside. The hash marks gonna get torn up on that football field. There's not gonna be any grass left.
Right. I don't think they have any grass
Yeah,
left on there
exactly.
anyway.
It's gonna be a dirt field, completely dirt field by the time they're done with it. But I just have a feeling that my boy Brett at Oberlin's gonna help him pull it out. I think I got Oberlin.
Oberlin, second time's a charm. Coach Tyler, give him the Tigers on the road. Scott, you agree?
Give me Basile. And again, that's just going off of looking at schedules and scores and,
And like I said,
districts.
this game can go either way.
Right.
It's they both play like a run it down your throat. If you're gonna stop me type of football, and it's actually gonna be a fun game to watch.
There's
And
going to
it's
be a few of those this week.
and it's 2 teams that know each
Quite
other.
a few.
Very familiar with
Yeah.
each other. Should expect a huge gate
Right.
on Friday night.
Yeah. It's going to be full. I'm going Basile too.
Yeah. Basile Bearcats. We'll see you in the quarterfinals. I talked to somebody from Mangum earlier. I said, do y'all have the team to go win a state title this year? He said, I believe so. Grand Lake comes in with upset written all over it.
Right.
They got to stop one person.
Yep.
You
But
know,
can they do it?
You know who that one person is and what he's done this season. Grand Lake's going to try to keep the football from them. But when they do get the football, Mangum, holy hell.
Yeah,
That running back is special. Give me Mangum at home.
I'm with you.
Give me Mangum.
I got Mangum as well. Grand Lake has a lot of experience in the playoffs, which will help them, but I just think Mangum will outlast them.
Right.
11 seed Arcadia versus 6 seed White Castle. Talk to me.
I think they match up very well. Two very similarly built football teams as far as athletes go. Arcadia gets some of them kids from the kind of Simsboro outskirts of Grambling area that want to play football. Simsboro's a Class B school. They don't have football, so they get some of those kids. White Castle, you know what you're going to get out of them. I'm taking White Castle at home.
Gary?
Me too. I think I'm gonna go. I think White Castle's gonna.
Tyler?
To be honest with you, I don't know anything about either team, so I'm just going to take the hard seat on this one and just go White Castle.
Give me Arcadia with the upset. My friend down
Oh,
there,
really?
man.
Okay.
That's a good pick.
That's still a good.
That's
pick,
a
yeah.
great pick.
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying. There's no bad picks. There's no bad picks this week. You
that
really-
one game, that game can go either way. Like, I wouldn't be shocked one way or the other.
Here's your next matchup with the 1A versus 2A kind of deal here.
Right.
Logan Sport, state runner-up from a year ago, will host East Feliciana, the 7 versus the 10, for the right to head to the quarterfinals. Who's playing on Thanksgiving week?
I'm taking East Feliciana. Taking East Feliciana.
Gary?
I'm gonna go Logan Sport.
Tyler?
I got Logan Sport. I just think the experience of being in the playoffs that much and the kids being around, I think just got Logan
It's
Sport.
going to be a good game.
I'm going East
That's gonna be-
Feliciana.
I'm going to be playing a show Friday night, and I'm going to be checking my phone for scores. and-
Those
You're right.
Those 7-10 matchups are always.
That's that can go either
yeah,
way.
exactly.
You know.
It's like the 8-9. Like
Yeah,
you
the
just
8-9.
don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm giving Logan Sports just the edge because they're at home. That's my main.
That helps
thing
too,
that
and
helps,
you just
know.
know that they're
And
battle tested.
field
And
is
they've been there
beautiful.
before.
I've never been there.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful field.
Delhi versus Homer, 18 versus 2. To be the champ, you got to go beat the champ. I don't think they can beat the
Nope.
champ this week. Homer rose big.
Yep. I think Homer's got it.
I actually coached baseball at Homer while I was at Louisiana Tech, and just that community really buys into their football program. All they talk about is Homer football. Give me the Pels at home.
Gary?
What I said. Homer.
Yep.
Yep. Homer.
Homer. Homer.
A Homer, Logan Sport, potential rematch in the quarters?
Yep.
I'm here for it.
Here comes the fun bragging.
Yeah. This is the fun ones.
Hello, Division One Select.
Man, look, Division IV non-select is loaded.
That's a tough
Yeah.
one, too.
That is. Yeah. You're right.
When I saw we were in that one at the beginning of the year, I was like, oof. But this is the one. Division One select. Let's get it. The big boys.
Yeah. Big boy. That's right here.
We start off with the number 1 ranked team, Warren Easton, against 17 seed Captain Shreve. Warren Easton, they roll in this one, yes or no?
Warren Easton.
Warren Easton.
Oh yeah, across the board.
This next one's going.
Ladies and
This is
gentlemen,
the one
I don't
right
have
here.
No hair no more, man.
ladies and gentlemen, the rematch. If there was a game I could go to in the state if I did not have this one planned out Friday night,
I'd be at that one.
I would be at that.
If I didn't have a gig Friday night in Scott, I'd be in Karen Crow watching that game.
That's right.
The rematch between Crow and Acadiana, live from the Crow Dome. We know this game came down to a 2-point conversion in the regular season. Karen Crow has a bad taste in their mouth. Can they go knock off Big Brother this week?
All right. This is going to be the thing. You know, Minnie says the Crow.
Scott?
Man, look, it was tough. It was a tough game during the season in district. Acadiana outlasted them. I'm taking the Bears at home. in the rematch. Give me the Crow.
Gary?
Man, as much as I love the Rams, I love Karen Crow. I love the Bears. They've been my two favorite teams in Acadiana for years. I'm sorry, I'm going Acadiana.
And hey,
Swallow.
it's a great pick.
I'm going Acadiana.
Tyler, tough pick.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to Acadiana as well. I just think the Veer machine just gonna be what gets it in.
Yeah, they both like the
Both
Rams.
from here.
Yeah, it's
But I
just
think this one's going to be.
It's gonna be another game
I
that's
think
gonna
it's
go
going to be,
And you,
like you said, which one's going to stop the other one?
yeah. And you know what stuck out to me? I actually got to see Karen Crow play earlier this year against Lafayette High. They can throw it around if they want
Oh,
to.
yeah.
can.
Yeah, they can.
They can throw it. They can spread it out and sling it if they want to. That quarterback's got an arm. He's an athlete.
You know, and this game, I tell you what, I'm gonna put this. That's a question mark by it because each of these teams, they're almost like a mirror of each other.
Yeah.
You know, these two teams, and which one will stay clean? If there's any fumbles, I'm
Yep.
gonna tell you right now. If anybody fumbles, okay, I'm giving the other way.
Whoever wins the turnover battle.
If Acadiana fumbles the ball one time, they lose. Okay, I'm gonna say that right now. If they fumble the ball one time, they lose. And if Karen Crow doesn't turn it, give it to them back. Whoever wins the turnover battle will
Wins
win
that
this
game.
game.
to me, it's gonna come down to penalties, like I said, because these are two offenses that
Oh,
have
yeah.
to be on schedule.
Yeah.
Can't be 1st and 15. Can't be 2nd and
Right.
12. You know, they want to be 3rd and 4. They want to stay on schedule, be able to have a chance to still run the ball on 3rd down.
If
So,
you're 2nd and 9,
it's-
I mean, you're behind schedule.
exactly.
I mean,
So you want to. I think it's going to come down to who has the least amount of penalties and who has the ball last, because they might just each have the ball one time in the first half, and you have to take advantage of the opportunities.
Correct.
absolutely.
Acadiana, Wrecking Rams. Hard to pick against them when the playoffs roll around.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's tough for me to pick against them, especially at Carrington.
Right.
And I mean, I'm probably going to be able to hear it from my house, but
Probably.
yeah, I'm not that far away from it, so
Yeah.
it'll be tempting to drive down the road.
Next up, Northwood Shreveport and their really good offense that they have down there in Shreveport against St. Paul's. St. Paul's, they pretty much play 3 phases of the game: offense,
Right.
defense, special teams. Can Northwood light up the scoreboard Friday night, or St. Paul's plays enough defense to slow them down?
You know what? This is a flip of a coin, pretty much. I looked at both of their schedules, looked at both of their districts. Give me Northwood.
They were a semifinal team
Right.
last year.
Yeah.
Give me Northwood.
I'm gonna go with them also.
I have Northwood as well.
Yeah, across the board, Northwood Shreveport. Rematch here between Brother Martin and St. Aug. Similar results this week, or do we have Brother Martin going to the quarters?
I'm taking the Purple Knights. St. Aug.
St. Aug. I was getting ready to say, I'm going.
Well, boy,
I'm going St. Aug.
Caden just texted me asking me if we can go to the Acadiana Karen Crow games.
It's
already in his
Right on schedule.
Watching us, man.
Yeah, you see, I can't get nothing past them. So I guess we might be making the trip down the road.
I don't blame you.
At least
Man,
it's a close ride.
I had the pleasure of meeting up some guys from St. Aug at I actually got to coach at the LSU baseball camp this summer, and it was awesome. Those guys are some of the best guys I've ever met, and I just think this might be the year that they make the run and get it done.
Is that who's coming to us this year?
That is, man. We are hosting the St. Aug at Port Barry High School for baseball. It's gonna be fun.
Wow.
Yeah, man. We want to play some good teams, and I mean, like I said, I like cheering and playing against guys like good guys, like
Yeah.
good coaches.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
makes it better to play. And like I said, it's just a bunch of good dudes down there, and they work their butts off. Plus,
Oh.
this team's been battle tested and had to travel. They went to Oregon, earlier this year to play in a jamboree, which is
Yeah.
unheard of. And I think they're just a team of destiny this year.
Mindy says, Brother Martin. Hey, that's a good
Hey,
team too, man.
good
I
pick.
can't say nothing.
John Curtis versus Jesuit. 3 versus 19 rematch between these two foes. Meeting one more time on Friday night. Talk to me.
Give me John Curtis.
As much as I'd like to see Jesuit, get there,
It's not Jesuit of last
it's
year.
not. That's what I'm
That
saying.
defense last year was
It's not
ruthless.
Jesuit of last year. Last year we watched Jesuit play a great ball game, but I think John Curtis is going to be way too strong.
I agree.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, at halftime you checking the score and you're like, man, it's a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Right. Like, just because Jesuit, their offense is still high-powered, but at the end of the day, I think Curtis will pull it away at the end.
How about 22 seed Alexander versus 6 seed Bird? First ever meeting between the two teams. Should be a packed house at Lee Hodges Stadium.
And you know what? I'm taking Ash on the road.
Ash on the
Go
road.
ahead.
Really?
Yes.
Go ahead, buddy.
Garrett,
I'm going Bird.
Tyler,
I got Bird as well.
I got Bird myself. It's gonna set
That's
up.
a good pick, though.
I'm taking
Gonna
Ash on
set
the
up their
road, baby.
rematch with Curtis from last year.
Look, Ash is in a
2 years ago.
really
Whenever Bird went to the state title game.
Yeah.
Man, that was a contest there.
Ash is in a really tough district. They're battle tested. They played some solid teams early in the year. They're a sleeper at the number they are.
And I mean, at this
I'm
point, the
taking
bracket, too,
Bird.
for those size schools,
Yeah,
every team is going to be good. It's
Yeah.
not,
Right.
you can't look at the seed anymore. I
No.
mean, it's
the numbers almost don't
This-
matter.
Yeah, this,
yeah. I mean, yeah, you might as well just say it's how Coach Payton says that, a faceless opponent. That's,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you have to
but
look at them as.
especially in this division.
Yeah.
In this division, it's like, okay, what does the seed
Because,
count?
I mean,
Don't matter.
If you want to talk about seeds, Acadiana's the 9 seed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, wait till we get to the next one.
yeah. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Wait till we
we-
get to the
we-
next one.
Acadiana's the 9 seed. So if you want to talk about seeds, it doesn't matter.
There was someone in the chat earlier that pointed out that our Division One select bracket was one of the top 10 toughest divisions in the nation according to Max Preps.
Right,
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all because, I mean, just look at the first round matchups.
Hands down.
I mean,
right.
like Woodlawn.
Now,
Woodlawn
this
has
one
a
coming up.
Woodlawn has a 4-star, 5-star quarterback in most
Yeah.
places, and he lost in the first round.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, in most states, that's all right. You go to the
Unheard
state
of.
championship.
Correct. Next matchup, ladies and gentlemen, it's a rematch.
It's a rematch.
Edna Corps' only 3 losses this year were by forfeits. And one of those forfeits was against Scotlandville. But what would you say their score was when they played in the regular season? Lopsided blowout. Edna Corps, Scotlandville could not stay on the field with Edna Corps that night. Game didn't count, forfeit. So now we rewind or fast forward to week 12.
Somebody might be mad.
We fast
Yeah.
forward to week 12.
What you think?
Hey, look,
And you got Edna Corps and Scotlandville Part 2. And I think it will be similar results. Less forfeit this time. Edna Corps rolls big to the quarters.
The University of Edna Carr, big.
Coach was just talking about at this point in the season, in this bracket, you can look at it and the numbers don't matter. Edna Carr is a 10-07 seed.
Can you?
Edna Carr is a 10-07
Yeah.
seed.
Exactly.
Okay.
When I saw this bracket at first, I was like, somebody's going to be very upset they have to play Edna Carr after having a bye in the first round.
Sure.
Right,
Sure
exactly. It's like
Catholic's
on,
very
oh my
happy.
God.
Like,
We
But I'm-
still claiming the state championship game is next week.
Well, I mean, think
Oh,
about
it
it,
will
too.
be.
Yes.
It
You
will
know,
be.
you know
Yes.
Edna
Most
Carr.
definitely.
Carr
Red Bear.
Catholic.
Edna Carr in their mind too is going to be like, we're going to go out there and show them that this forfeit, it was a forfeit. It wasn't a loss. So they're going to probably try to make a statement in the second round.
They're going to hit 80 points on them, man.
Oh,
What you talking
Give
about?
me-
If not more.
We got to
Would
keep an
not be
eye out on
surprised.
The
quarterback.
Edna Carr
Oh, yeah.
Cougars.
Is he healthy to play Friday night? Because he went down in week 10. So we keep an
Right.
eye out on that.
Well,
Who
he's-
went
he's
down
had
in
2
week 10?
weeks. And of course,
Quarterback for Edna Corps.
he's had 2 weeks to help
against
be
John
healthy.
Curtis. So he got injured
Yeah.
that night. Is he playing Friday night? Could that throw a wrench into everything?
I hope the
Good.
kid heals, and I hope, I do. I hope he heals up. I hope he's had enough time. But either give me Edna Carr.
But the thing about it is, Edna
There
Carr.
you go. There's your
Yeah,
LHSAE
Braden.
consecutive committee member right there.
Right. Let me tell you
He's
something.
playing. All right.
Edna
Hey, he's playing.
Carr's second team is better than most people's
Yeah.
first team. Okay,
About 60% of the state, for
yeah.
sure.
So I mean, if he's playing, look out,
He is.
dude. He
There
says
you
he's playing. Brady says he's playing.
Braden's never wrong.
Yep, he's the
I mean,
man.
it's a factory down there. That's all you
Yeah.
can say.
Let's go Cougars.
So who's in the core going to play in the quarterfinals?
Catholic Baton
Catholic
Rouge.
How they say that? Catholic High?
Archbishop
Catholic.
Romo,
Catholic High?
Catholic of Baton Rouge.
Catholic Baton
Yes.
Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
Man,
State championship game is in the
Right there.
quarterfinals.
This is it. State, and I'm writing it down. State championship game.
and thankful for Catholic, though, they would get them at home. That's the
Yeah,
best thing for them.
at
And-
Memorial Stadium.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got to.
Right there. That's gonna be it.
Correct.
Dude, if I wasn't playing in Houston next Friday, that's where I'd be.
Unbelievable. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's when the brackets came out, we
I was
talked about
mad
that.
they fell on the same
That's,
side of the
that's
bracket.
that was the first
Yeah.
thing we talked about. We was like going, oh, if they on the same side, they should be separate.
It's unfortunate that it had to happen like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the way it works sometimes.
Yeah, you're right.
Division II select bracket, St. Thomas More, Helen Cox at Cougar Stadium. This one might get ugly.
STM.
Give me the Cougars.
STM big.
Yeah, STM.
Next matchup, intriguing.
Yep, you're right.
8 seed Madison Prep versus 9 seed St. Louis Catholic. Offense versus offense in this one.
I'm taking Prep at home.
I'm going prep too.
I'm going St. Louis.
I agree.
A great pick.
Uh,
I agree.
that is a physical style of football. I can tell you that. And
Yeah.
they have you can see it like on social media and stuff. The culture across the board at St. Louis. I'm talking
Right.
every sport is
Yeah.
just unreal.
That particular game right there is a coin flip.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
then
it's a coin flip.
too, you don't have to worry about the travel
Right.
with them. So it's good.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine a St. Thomas More Madison Prep matchup next week?
Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Talk about a good game.
Anyway,
But St. Louis would get St. Thomas More at home if they would win.
Yeah,
And look,
so,
just to go back to it, whichever one of those teams wins, you could either get Karen Crow Warren Easton or Acadiana Warren Easton.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Two teams that could go pull that upset.
yeah.
so it's just
But-
a lot of fun. A lot
Yep,
of
you're
fun
right.
football.
John F. Kennedy, Archbishop Hannon. We're all sticking with Kennedy
Yeah.
here?
give me
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
How about E.D. White versus Evangel? Evangel looks like they're turning strides, trying to get back to their old ways.
I'm going E.D. White.
Cardinals are tough to beat in
Yeah.
Thibodeau.
Right.
Give me E.D. White.
Yeah, I got Edie White as well.
I agree.
Now Evangel's not.
They're not back on.
They definitely turned the corner from where they. I know they had a downslide, but
Yeah.
you can see it coming back.
They're getting back to it.
Right.
E.D. White at home. E.D. White.
Your next matchup, another quiet, undefeated De La Salle football
Right.
team.
I'm going
We
De La
talked
Salle.
about Destrehan earlier. Quiet. De La Salle is also quiet. They get Vanderbilt Catholic. They coming in after a forfeit win. De La Salle Rose.
De La Salle.
I got De La Salle as well.
Definitely.
Here's a big one. 11 seed McDonough 35 will head down to Knight Stadium and take on Lafayette Christian Academy. Is this LCA's biggest matchup in school history?
I don't know about in school
I don't know
history.
about
Talking
school
about-
history.
Talking about team-wise, higher playoff. Because they've had the Newmans, they've had the St. Charleses, they had the
Well, they
Notre
had
Dames.
St. Charles a few times.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about moving up in bracket play.
Yeah,
You
I
can
mean,
make the
I
argument.
get what
Probably.
you're saying.
I'll see what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying.
You
right
can
now.
make the
Okay.
argument.
Yeah.
I mean, they typically play some tough teams
Yeah.
during the regular
They
season.
don't shy away.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
No,
always-
they'll
go
play
after-
anybody
they go
regular
after-
season.
They've gone after Acadiana, Karen
Yeah.
Crowe. They've
Right.
not shied away from
And
anybody.
Trev
I'll say
runs a
that.
great program
Yeah,
over
and
there. I
McDonough
mean,
35 is always good. So they're
Yeah.
always.
Right.
But-
That's what I was trying to get at. Is
Yeah.
do you put in the playoffs, do you put
When you
McDonough
talk
35
about-
with those teams they were playing?
Oh,
back then?
last year, yeah. Before, yeah. Almost definitely.
And when you talk about an atmosphere too,
Yeah.
going to LCA and watching a game, we had to
Yeah.
play them at LCA, and I mean it's
Yeah.
it's unreal. They turn
Right.
off it. Talk about intimidation factor when they turn off all the lights and then it shows red in their tunnel and then they
Right.
run out of smoke. I mean it's different.
and look, for a 2A school, they have the guys to match up
Right.
with
Yeah,
anybody
I
in the
mean,
state.
Don't
I
they
mean,
have 3 guys in their secondary that at Alabama offers.
So
I mean, that's just
I
unreal.
wouldn't-
if
surprised.
anyone in that bracket has the ability to knock off LCA, it's the Ron Eagles. But I'm taking LCA at LCA.
Me too.
LCA got a tough draw here, but I think LCA at home.
I'm taking
They're gonna
LCA.
roll in this one
at
late.
home.
I think it's
Them
gonna
being at home too is a big thing.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be fun for about 3.5 quarters, and then they got pulled away late.
Troy says 35, not that strong.
Might be right.
Yeah.
But
LCA is gonna be tailgating at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
They will be.
And the champions row, whatever they
Yeah.
call it. They're gonna be tailgating.
They're
Right
gonna have a barbecue pit.
Exactly.
With everything all the way down. They'll have because
Oh,
they
yeah.
have the different fan bases that have their different ones. They're gonna all be cooking different things, and they're
Oh,
gonna go
yeah.
out there and eat.
oh, and look,
That's gonna be
McDonald
crazy.
35 is gonna travel up here.
Oh no, they're gonna.
They're
yeah,
gonna
bring
travel
some
and they're
people.
gonna be tailgating with them.
Livingston College
Collegiate.
Collegiate.
won their first playoff game in school history. Congratulations! But I think Archbishop Shaw in the second round puts them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I
I'm
got
taking Shaw.
Livingston Colgate. Yeah. Hey, I'm going Shaw.
I'm taking Shaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George Washington Carver has always been one of those teams that have just met up with a Warren Easton or a Edna Carr in the 4A bracket and just could not pass that. They're going to get Turlings. And they have a secondary that can match up with Turlings.
Right.
And they go pull an upset Friday night down there at Rebel Stadium.
I think Turlins is too.
Playing at Turlins, I'm taking Turlins.
Yes. I think
You wanna-
Turner's gonna be.
If it was in New Orleans,
You want to talk about a fun
I'd take
one?
Carver
If it could happen, is STM Turlings in the
in
state championship
the
game.
dome.
Oh,
That
wouldn't
would
that be
be,
awesome?
They might pack the whole lower bowl to Superdome if that would happen.
You're
Oh
right.
yeah. They,
Turlings.
It'd be a sight.
they won't have anybody
Yeah.
left in Lafayette, man. What you
No,
talking about?
they would all leave.
Division
ahead.
3 select bracket. Newman has any problems with Sophia B. Wright this week?
No.
Newman rolls.
No, Newman.
How about Metairie Park Country Day versus ULab?
Ooh, that one's gonna be tough.
That's
but
another one that's tough.
I
like
think-
ULab
I like
this
you,
one.
Lab.
I like
think
you.
ULab's
Give me the U.
I got ULab as well.
ULab was my state title pick. I got to roll with ULab in this one. Calvary Baptist, they made the jump up in classifications.
Mm-hmm.
Country Day's running backs out. U High by 30.
Go ahead.
Well.
All right. Calvary Baptist makes the jump up in classifications. I think they win the second round
Yeah.
matchup here and head to the quarters. What a story.
Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Calvary Baptist.
Most definitely.
Cavalry.
I agree.
Yeah, I got Calvary as well.
Dunham, we talked about them earlier in the season, Gary.
Yep.
Really talented football team. I don't think they have any problems with ML King Charter here. I think it's going to be a rout.
Yeah, I think so too.
Dunham.
Dunham.
Dunham as well.
Now, your next
This one.
matchup 3 seed Notre Dame, 19 seed Lake Charles College Prep. Go ahead and throw the records and the seeds out the window. This is going to be a fun one down there in Crawley, Louisiana.
That's not that far from Lake Charles.
No, short
know.
ride. But I'm taking Coach Cook and Notre Dame.
Gary?
I think Notre Dame's gonna. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I think Notre Dame's gonna squeak it at the end.
Yeah.
Now this one, I'm gonna tell you right now, it wouldn't surprise me if Prep wins.
Oh,
but,
not at all.
I think Notre Dame's being at home is gonna have a little bit more oomph out there. So I'm going with Notre Dame.
Ball control.
Coach Cook, we need a helmet.
Ball control, ball control, ball control. Notre Dame.
Notre Dame Pios head to the second quarterfinals. My
Yeah,
mistake.
going to the quarters.
Head to the quarters after a big win over Lake Charles College Prep. Should be fun, though, to watch that one in person.
Yeah, should be.
Loyola Prep versus Episcopal on Friday night. Is this an upset waiting to happen, or should we not pick against Episcopal? I'll let a couple people chime in because I don't know much about Prep.
Me neither, but I think Episcopal is gonna. I've heard a little bit about Episcopal, and I think they're gonna be up for the task. So I'm gonna go with them.
like I said earlier, I looked at some schedules and some brackets and divisions and just some scores, who they've played against. I'm taking Episcopal.
I'm taking Prep just because they have the best logo in high school football.
I'm taking
Hey, I like it.
I'm taking a loyal Prep just because Brayton said so.
I mean, if you got Snoopy on top of a house as your logo, that's just different.
Oh, Braden said that's his upset.
I got to
game.
see that.
That's good.
North Caddo versus Parkview Baptist here in round 2. Another
That's
dream
gonna be
matchup.
yeah.
You say that. Thank you for this new format that you get
Right.
to see happen. North Caddo, Parkview Baptist.
That's gonna be a hard one.
I'm taking North Caddo.
Yeah, they got that
Yeah.
talented receiver over there.
I'm taking North Caddo.
I'm giving them that edge at home.
Parkview Baptist is tough, but I'm taking North Caddo. They tough to bet against, but I'm taking
Troy
North
says
Caddo.
Parkview.
That's a good pick.
Braden says North Caddo.
Tyler, what you saying?
Flip a
Parkview
coin.
Baptist.
Yeah,
Flip a coin.
lip it, man.
Give me Parkview Baptist also. On the road, gets it done. Ascension Episcopal St. Charles. Talk to me.
St. Charles.
I got St. Charles.
I
as
got
well.
St. Charles too. I think I'd like to see Ascension, do that, but I think the St. Charles is gonna be too tough.
Final bracket of the night, ladies and gentlemen. It goes to Division 4 Select.
Ooh, you right.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
some games in this one.
St. Charles Catholic has all its starters back finally after missing 7 to 8 throughout the entire season.
Find time to get them
Yeah,
back.
that's a good time to get them back. You're right.
And also Parkview Baptist. 2 teams with speed kill Parkview this year. U High and Madison Prep. North Caddo has the same speed. Something to keep an eye out on,
Yeah.
folks. We start off with Vermilion Catholic and Cedar Creek. We talked about Vermilion Catholic. A lot of us like them to get to the dome. We also think they fell on the wrong side of the bracket. Which it's hard to say that when you got 2 giants down at the bottom of the bracket.
Right. You got
That's a loaded bracket.
It's
Yes,
a
it is.
loaded bracket from top to bottom.
yeah.
Cedar Creek, that's not your traditional 16 seed.
No.
No,
No,
not
not
at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
They got a talented football team up there coming down here, and you know they're going to travel well. This is a scary game for the
They got a real good
Right.
linebacker up there.
It's a scary game for the Screaming Eagles. Scott, talk to me why they win this football game.
I'm taking VC's in our district. We're really familiar with them. I'm taking VC. They're what they do well. They've got 2 really good running backs. Defense is stout. I'm taking VC.
I'm going to say I'm predicting them to go all the way. So I'm going VC. Their defense is phenomenal. When we called that game and we talked about it, we thought it was going to be a nip and tuck game, and it was not. VC made me a believer in them all the way. So
Coach?
VC.
I got VC. VC at home they play very well there. I mean, I've got to play there as a player and also got to go watch a few games there, and they just play different at home.
Yeah, one of the more special places in the playoffs to witness a game.
Correct.
For a
It was
small
awesome.
for a
For a
small
small
school
school.
like that,
Right.
their
Yeah.
community supports them with no doubt. Like it's not even close to a bunch of schools.
VC rolls in Abbeville.
Right.
Yep.
Cedar Creek got a really good, talented running back coming in. Can they slow him down? That would be the key.
That's
They're
their defense is
they're
stout.
tough in the middle.
Yeah.
Southern Lab defending state champs at St. Frederick's this week. St. Frederick, they play physical football. They love that style of football. Southern Lab, they're going to sling it all over the yard. What's going to happen when these 2 teams meet on Friday night?
I'm taking Southern Lab on the road.
I think Southern Lab's offense is just so wide open. I think that they're going to just spread the ball around. They can run it. They can throw it. They can do what they got to do. I'm going Southern Lab myself.
I have Southern Lab too, and then it's going to get scary for Vermilion. And,
You
quarterfinals because then they have to travel.
BC at Southern
They have to
Lab.
travel to Southern.
Oh wow.
You know. But
They got to
cool.
go to Southern University.
Yeah, which is, I mean, if you're gonna travel, play at a college stadium. That's
Yes.
not a bad way to do it.
I'm going Southern Lab myself. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together and realize they would have to go down
Yep.
in the quarters. But
Yep.
that would mean semifinals.
You see, that's the one thing I
Mm-hmm.
don't like about the football brackets
Yeah.
is if you're the 1 seed, you should never travel. That's the way I
Yeah.
think. I understand the logistics of it because they don't want teams going from South Louisiana to North Louisiana 4 or 5 times. But I
Right.
just think if you get the 1 seed,
Yeah.
you should go through. You
Right.
deserve to be at home. You did what you're supposed to do in the regular season.
All right, how about St. Mary's and Hanson Memorial? We saw St. Mary's week 1, and they reeled off
Right.
10 in a row. 9 in a row, my friend.
Right.
So talk to me about this one.
Taking St. Mary's.
I'm with you. When we watched them, I stated and we both discussed it. That's a good ball club.
Yeah.
They ran out of gas.
They
week
just
1.
ran out of gas week 1, so I'm going St. Mary's.
I'm going St. Mary's too.
Me too. Across the board, I just don't think Hanson has enough to keep up with them.
How about Delhi Charter versus St. Martin's Episcopal?
St. Martin.
Yeah, St.
St. Martin.
Across the board. Go ahead.
Washita Christian.
Washita Christian versus Sacred Heart.
You gotta love it.
Jordy has PTSD of that name.
Yeah, exactly. That word gives him fits.
And if you're not from
Yeah.
here, trust me, it would give anybody fits too. And if
No,
you,
it's when they look at it and they're not from here. They said, "How do you pronounce that?"
oh, I have
Washita.
my fiance's family's from Alabama. When they come down here, they ask me a lot of words. So I mean, you have to. And then I look at them too, and I'm like, I don't know why it's said like that. That's what you told, and you just go with
look
it. Like
at swallow and pronounce it.
exactly.
I mean,
Or like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
or we
That
were
ain't
passing,
good.
we were
That's not how you
passing through
pronounce
Iowa, and they said, "Oh, look, Iowa." I said, "Don't say that. I don't like that.
it.
Don't
No,
say
not
that."
like that. It's Iowa.
Hey, look, there's a couple
Wait.
of names. I lived in North Louisiana
Yeah.
for 4 years. I went to Tech. There's some names up there that they pronounce way different than we would pronounce down
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
You're
it's-
right. I gotta agree.
Like just names of towns that
Mm-hmm.
just. But yeah, Washita.
I got one.
And I'm taking Washita Christian.
Yeah,
I
me
am
too. I think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be, as much as I love Sacred Heart, and I think Sacred Heart's tough, they can't compare.
And that's gonna be another talk about traveling.
Yeah,
That's another hike. I mean, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Next up, 11
Catholic
seed
Point
Catholic
P.
Appointed P versus 6 seed Glenbrook. We've been talking about this Glenbrook team
Yeah,
throughout majority of the back half of the season.
right.
All they did was knock off Homer, knock off Haynesville, and you just look at what they've done, and they're not even that old into LHSAA.
No.
They're new.
I put this team in the state title game.
Glenbrook's in a tough district. They're battle tested. I'm taking Glenbrook.
Yeah.
If anybody can go beat Glenbrook, it's Catholic Appointed
Yeah.
P.
If Point Capee controls the ball and stays clean, they got a shot. But I'm going with Glenbrook.
I'm going Glenbrook myself.
I'm gonna be the lone wolf on this one, and I'm gonna go with Catholic. I just think they can somehow.
I can throw a
Hold the
wrench in
They
it.
they can.
I think they can somehow hold the ball long and like control the clock, control the rhythm of the game, and man, they just with us playing them the past couple years, you just see the physical brand of football they play. They literally want to knock you on your butt and punch you in the mouth every single down. Not every single quarter. They want to dominate you every single play.
Right.
And
why-
they will let you know they're dominating you
That's
every
why
single play.
I love this matchup here early in the playoffs.
Right.
Because, I mean, it's just different. I mean, and like I said, if they win, yes, somebody has to go to Point Capee to play them, which is
Yeah.
another
Right.
good thing for them, too.
All right. Riverside Academy versus Ascension Catholic. 7 versus 10.
This is a flip.
Yeah, that one could have went either way. I'm going with Riverside.
Yeah, I think home field advantage. Is
Yeah,
a little edge.
I'm going Ascension Catholic on the road.
Great pick.
Cool, good pick.
Great pick.
I got Riverside. That's the definition of a hostile high school environment. Is Riverside.
You're right on that, buddy.
Yes, indeed, my friend. Final game to pick, and it goes to 15 seed Opelousas Catholic versus 2 seed Central Catholic. Can they stop Blackburn? Say his last name right?
Yep.
Can they stop
Demondrick Blackburn.
And can they stop Chris Brown?
I'm taking Central Catholic.
Gary?
Just based on what I saw in the regular season, I'm taking CC.
I'm going Opelousas Catholic.
I'm going. I'll mess with the boys since that's our rival, and I say the purple team from up north. I'm going with Opelousas Catholic. I think they can control the game on the ground, and I think they make one or two big plays that just keep that momentum going.
So what would happen if OC would win and Ascension Catholic would win? OC would travel again?
Who's the
Yeah,
lower
it would
seed?
go. It would go to the higher seed. So if
Riverside
So,
would have to win in order for.
if Riverside wins, we'll have.
I'm trying to
we
cover
might
2
have
games next
we
week.
might have
Right.
2 games at Donald Gordon, which
Yeah,
is
that's what we wanna see.
I'm trying to cover.
which I'm sure they would both be very excited about that. But then in the back of their minds, they think,
Right.
Coach,
oh,
you got to
crap,
play
we
that
have-
game on Saturday.
Right.
we Thursday or Saturday. That would be
Yeah.
Thursday's
too.
Thanksgiving.
That's true. You can't
Yeah.
play on. I mean,
Saturday.
You could,
so
but
it
you're
would
not.
be probably
It'd be a Friday and Saturday.
it might be the rare Saturday day game.
Right.
'Cause
Friday at noon.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all for school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Saturday. It would probably be Saturday. I don't remember the last time they've had this problem. I mean, it's been a long time.
good problem to have.
No, it's a great problem to have especially for the city of Opelousas. I mean, having
Definitely.
2 teams that are doing that well.
But a lot to go before we get to that
Well,
stage.
right. Well, I'm gonna tell you, Opelousas Catholic, their non-district schedule,
Oh, they play some
they
teams.
played some teams, and I think that's helped them run through district. I mean, they've
Yeah.
controlled district,
And-
all that, and so I think that's going to give them the edge that they need. And like I said, Central Catholic, great ball club, great year, but I think OC is going to be coming out guns blazing.
I think so too. It's just like I said, just ball control but the only thing is if OC cannot get behind and they can't turn the ball
Yeah.
over at all, they've had a problem with penalties. I know in the past, but I mean, hopefully if they clean that up, if they stay on task, they're gonna be tough
Central
to beat.
Catholic's
And
going
look-
to be rolling. That
look,
stadium's going to
see-
be something to
Yeah.
see.
Oh, it is, most
CC's offense is very deceptive. Blackburn's about 80% of it, but they can sling it around a little
Yeah.
bit. Their screen game works really well.
We watched them
They
on
can throw it deep if they need to.
that night.
The only thing, like I know OC has a dude at linebacker.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that can eliminate a screen game if you play it right.
Yeah.
Now, a screen game could also be if your linemen are not disciplined and just running up the field, you can kill people with a screen game.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, like I said, two.
It's going to be a good game. It's
I
going to
think
be a
it
real
will
good
be.
game.
I don't think there's going to be a bad game in that bracket, to be honest with you. Because I mean,
Well-
if we're talking about, we're debating on if the 15 seed is going to upset the 2 seed,
seed, right.
you
Yeah.
know it's a good bracket.
Yeah.
And if you
And
kind
then-
of split on it,
And then you look at it and say to yourself, why are they a 15 seed?
Right.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we
Our
had.
rankings hurt them.
Why is that in the car a 7 seed?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, most definitely.
I mean,
You know, and-
unfortunately, the power rankings are good and bad at the same time.
Yeah.
Like OC played a gauntlet of a schedule in non-district, but they didn't win those games.
Right.
That's where
Right.
you can, like we did it in baseball this past year, played a gauntlet of a schedule. We only won 12 games and we'll rank 17. I
Yeah.
mean,
Right.
but at the same time, if you win some games that you're not supposed to or supposed to, it helps
Right.
you in the end.
Right. But I'm gonna tell you, like you said, after this week, those seedings,
Oh,
it
they're
doesn't.
done.
You can
Throw 'em out the
it
window.
It's done.
They're
Throw
Throw them out the window.
Because from now on, you're gonna have quality matchups all the way across the board. And you know what? I can't wait. I'm excited.
And look, even this week, I can't really pinpoint too many of them that are just
Right.
going to be lopsided.
Right, exactly. I'm
Gotta
with
have
know.
your few,
There's going to be a couple, but there's not going to be as
I
many as
think
there's
maybe
been in
like-
the past.
From what I saw, it like looking at the brackets, it's like maybe 3 or 4. That's
Right.
kind of out of every bracket, though. That's
Yeah.
they're the whole thing, which is different.
We're gonna have some upsets, some unexpected upsets.
Oh, I
Right.
believe
We're-
so.
We're just scratching our heads and all Friday night. We're just
Right.
like, man, it happened again.
Hey,
Yeah,
but
right.
like I tell people all the time, at the end of the day, these are kids. These are kids.
Yeah,
Playing off
You-
of emotions.
You never know. You never know.
that's
You know,
right.
you don't know what happened that
You
day. at school.
never know.
All right, let's close the door on week 12, Wednesday night, second round, sit down show. Final thoughts as we head into week 12, Friday night football. Give us your thoughts.
A lot of great matchups this week that are going to lead into the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, somebody's got to go home. Everyone that's in these brackets has earned it. They've had great seasons. I hope everyone stays healthy throughout the rest of the playoffs. And looking forward to seeing some good games in the Dome.
Yes, indeed. Gary, close us out.
I agree. I think that, this week's matchups, they got a lot of head scratchers. They got a lot of coin flips, whatever you want to call it. The key is these kids are going to go out, leave it all on the field, do what you got to do, play your best, and no matter what happens, hold your head up high and be proud of what you've done. All you seniors, we talk about that every year. Said, look at it as if this is going to be your last week, because it may well be. And if it is, keep your head up high and know that you've done your best. Good luck to you all. And like I said, just go for it.
Tyler, close us out.
Yeah, I mean, cheering for all of my coaching friends out there that are playing. I
Definitely.
still have a few guys that are still in the playoffs. You want all the success for every guy. Same thing. Hope every kid stays healthy. Main thing is I want every team to be healthy to where you don't have to look back on it and be like, man, if we had this guy, we might have won this
Right.
game. You hope that no weather, everybody's healthy, and it just gets played on the field, and that's it. I mean, that's the biggest thing to me in the playoffs is you don't want that what-ifs scenarios for anybody.
Right. I agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, Friday night, Under the Lights will be live at Iowa High School for the battle between number 17 Abbeville and number 1 Iowa. So if you ain't got nothing to do, watch that game with us Friday night. Should be a lot of fun. We can't wait to get out there for our first time touching ground at Iowa High School. I want to say thank you to both coaching staffs and the administration from both sides for approving us and having us Friday night.
And I'll be watching if Caden doesn't drag me down the road to Karen Crow. So to watch Katie Ann and Karen Crow play.
If you do go, keep us
Definitely.
informed.
No, definitely. It's if I want to brave the cold, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mess with them all the time. I'm like, whenever football season ends, between that gap between baseball, I don't have many Fridays to just not do anything. So I try to take advantage of them as much as I
I
can.
understand.
I understand that, buddy.
It's a big week, ladies and gentlemen. Punch your ticket to play on Thanksgiving week, the ultimate honor. With the quest to the state championship goes through Thanksgiving week. You want to be one of those final teams practicing next week. So
Definitely a privilege. Definitely.
good luck to everyone across the state, especially our locals.
Yes.
We say good night for now, and we will see you in Iowa Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. From myself,
Scott Burdett.
Gary Swallow.
Tyler Stevens.
this was Under the Lights. Thank you for tuning in. And week 12 action, we'll see you in Iowa, and then the recap show Friday night because we ain't missing another week of it.
You're right.